everybody, and welcome back to ColdIron here on Dork Tales. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm Kelly. I'm your Dungeon Master here, and today I am going to be taking you through another episode of this rootinest, tootinest, shootinest D&D game that you've ever played, as we do some work for the Widow of the Walls, Beatrice, and some other things. This is your first time joining us. Welcome. This is a homebrew game set in our homebrew world of Elos that has very Western-ish components to it, and we're very excited about it. So without further ado, why don't we go ahead and introduce our cast? Let's go in reverse order today, starting with Amy.
Wow, that's me. Hi, I feel so proud to be and glad to be selected. I'd like to thank my friends and family. Oh, hi, I'm Amy. My pronouns are she, her, they, them, and I'm playing Carrion Slaughterhouse, the ranger, half orc, half fiendish type creep individual who would rather talk to animals than other humanoids. But here we are.
Yeah, who wouldn't really? Next to you, of course, we have the one and only the kitty cat of the game. It's Christine.
Hello, I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns. And today, I keep wanting to say tonight because I'm only ever in night games. This is the first daytime game. Today, I play Belle St. Clair, our Tabaxi warlock of the group.
Fantastic. Above you is the shortest dynamo I think we've ever had in... I don't know, are you taller than some of Mike's characters as the goblin? You know, we're going to say no. We're going to say... Oh, actually, yeah, you also played a pixie, so that's going to put you ahead of that. But anyway, the wonderful, the sublime Robin.
Hello. Yes, the paint I use is called lime. So I am quite sublime. Hello. I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns. And today, I was also going to say tonight, today I am playing Trixxi Blastemoff, our goblin inventor, gadgetsmith, artificer subclass thingy of the group, who uses she, her pronouns as well. And I'm trying to get my hat and my cleavage in frame, and it's not working either way right now. So I'm going to be playing with my camera a bit.
Nice. So the camera doesn't have any more optical zoom that it can go out? Okay. Oh, so green. So sexy. So green. So You're right. I'm sorry for mansplaining.
I'm just
Thank you for giving me that ridiculous manser. All right. Next to you, we have the one and only Caitlan.
Wow. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name's Caitlan. I use she, her pronouns. And today I'll be playing Zoe, the Warforged Paladin of the group. And I'm so excited to be here. She's the robotic cinnamon roll who makes cinnamon rolls and smacks her microphone.
Somebody has to.
Yeah. I put it...
Multi-talented.
She has many, many abilities, like she says. Yeah. Do you need a hearth stoker, or a cook? I got a little thing in my palm. Help you out with that.
Do you just have a finger that's a lighter?
I mean, essentially, she's got integrated tools, and they are chef's utensils.
Incredible.
I'm very excited.
Joining us in a few minutes will be Kat. Kat got stuck at a work event, so she will be joining us very shortly. But Kat is playing Taliina'a, a totally normal, very ethical person. And that's all you need to know. But
also, it kind of fits her character that she's going to miss the beginning of something that we're doing for her. It is very in character, and I love it because it's great.
What a punk. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna hop into game. Actually, it's slight ado because I gotta thank Bookwyrm Games. Bookwyrm Games is our sponsor for the day. They have kept us rolling and yeeing our haw for over a year now. Go visit them right now at bookwyrmgames.com and use code DorkTales to save 15% off your order. And if you like this type of homebrew setting, I am very excited to say that I have 4 different adventures coming out for Bookwyrm Games next year. And I wrote them. They're going to be a lot of fun. They are... I'm stealing a couple elements for this potentially. But you should definitely go support them. They're a wonderful sponsor, and they have wonderful dice. You can't go wrong with it. Plus, Christmas is coming, and you might as well, get the loved ones in your life some dice to finally convince them to roll click-clacks. And with that, I think it is time for us to head back to the cauldron here on ColdIron. Last time on Dork Tales, you all encountered a monstrous version of a half-elf customer of Trixxi's who had mutated due to a strange encounter with a material known as the ColdIron. After defeating, well, ending his suffering, let's say, and being ushered out of the glory by Madame Stylus, you were sent to a local temple of the orphan in order to heal wounds that Taliina'a had received during that fight. These wounds were resistant to healing and required the use of a lesser restoration spell on top of additional healing. Lacking the funds to afford it, you took on an additional mission to go and repay the Church of the Orphan by doing a job for a friendly allied church, the Church of Beatrice, goddess of walls and cities, also known as the Widow of the Walls. You have to report there first thing in the morning, but tonight you have a little bit of time off. You made your way back down into the lower districts, and there, as you were getting ready to have some scrumptious noodles with cactus tempura, you found yourself right outside of a murder. Yes, the town guard and about 30 rubberneckers had gathered around the outside of the Gilded Garter Dance Club and Entertainment Center, where it was discovered that there was a murdered half-elf who had been shot to death in the street. And as you approach, I'd like everybody here to make an insight roll just to see. And I'm going to roll on behalf of Tally, and that is a 3. Perfect. We love it. And we're going to pick up right there. All right. So, did anybody get above a 12?
I got a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. We love it. Okay. 4. I see that Zoe got a 14. And Christine, what'd you get?
I got the fact that I hadn't pulled my dice out yet. So, sorry, but give me a sec. What was I adding to this again?
You're adding your insight.
Insight. For some reason, I heard investigation, so I was like, what are we doing? I'm very confused. That is going to be 12. Belle is very insightful.
Okay.
So much insight.
All right. Looking around, you are going to see that Taliina'a goes a bit pale. As she looks at this crime scene, it's obvious to anybody who rolls a 12 or higher, then she knows this person. Her lip goes stiff and slim, and as she looks down, there is definitely a sense of apprehension. Although the exact emotion that's crossing her face is one that even a high roll is going to be able to determine, because I doubt Taliina'a knows exactly what emotion she is feeling at this moment. Taliina'a pauses there and then says, "We should probably get noodles." And then tries to push past you toward the noodle cart. "Come on, it's over here. I know a great place."
Oh, I'm following.
I think
Oh,
Trixxi was
excuse me,
already
pardon.
noodles because she didn't necessarily initially see.
Oh, that's
The
true. You
murder.
went on. So Trixxi is already there as you walk up, and the murder scene fades behind you. As you approach, the place is bustling. It's a little cart pulled by a pair of large quadrupedal sarns, riding lizards. And as you approach, the place is, as I said, bumping. The noodle cart is alive with chatter and people, and after a little bit of sweet talking, Tally is going to be able to convince a pair of humans to scoot down a couple of seats and sit next to each other so that there are enough seats that you can all sit together. There are 7 other customers there, mostly humans, and one Kenku laborer sitting on the corner, just going to town. This Kenku is likely, oh, pardon me, I meant kobold, but it's a Kenku now. This Kenku is on their 5th bowl of ramen at the moment, slurping down with this like bird-like eating style of throwing their head back and going and just slurping all of the noodles into their beak, enough so that their cowboy hat is going to fall backwards. It's a bright white cowboy hat on top of the blue-black plumage of a Kenku, and is only going to stay on them because of the head strap, or the little cord that dangles in front. It continues slurping and eating noisily in front of you as you are going to hear a bit of a shuffle from behind the bar. Now, this is basically, picture like a diner counter that wraps around the center of this cart. It has slides or slats that drop down from the ceiling to encase it for travel, but it's mostly just this U-shaped counter with these stools that jut out into the street. And as you are sitting down, you're going to hear, "Hey, welcome, welcome, how's it going?" And from behind the bar, a large fishman is going to stand up. And when I say fishman, I don't mean a Triton. I don't mean I mean closer to like a Murloc. I'm talking, it looks like a trout on legs stands up. "How you doing? Welcome to my noodle shop. Welcome, irashaimase." He's got like a little white pillbox hat on his head. So this blue scaled fish man is going to stand up and adjust his hat, rubbing his giant fish lips together and say, "Wow, irashaimase, welcome. Welcome. How can I get for you? We've got a special today on Kitsune ramen, as well as we've got some yakisoba, as well as cactus tempura ramen, and some other delicacies. What can I get for you?"
I'll get the cactus ramen or
Cactus
cactus
ramen.
tempura. Cactus tempura.
Well, it's cactus. Do you want? So I've got cactus tempura, I've got cactus tempura ramen, and cactus tempura udon. Udon is like thicker noodles, you know.
I'll take
Thick.
I like my noodles thick.
Hey,
Oh,
me too.
what other ones do you have with thick noodles?
With thick noodles, well, I've got like a mesquite smoked salmon udon.
Oh.
That one's drier. It's more of a sauce, kind of mixed in with the udon, so it's not soupy. It's more like a spaghetti in many ways. And then the other thing that we've got special on. Hey, do we still got any grits? Yeah, we got grits. You're gonna hear from under the counter as a couple of gnomes are shuffling around doing prep work on a lower shelf. Good. We've got grits and noodle curry. So very sloppy, very spicy.
Wow. Okay. Maybe I'll take the one that's less soupy.
All right, so one salmon.
It's
Anybody
annoying
else?
when it gets in my joints. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you too. Thank you very much for coming in. All right, you. Tally, the usual. Kitsune.
Yes, please.
All right. Hey, kitty cat, what for you?
Spicy and fish.
Spicy and fish. Oh, yeah, I could put some fish in the curry, or on the curry at least. So it's a grit and it's a grit curry, but yeah, I could put salmon on that for a little bit of extra charge, no problem. And you. He gestures at Carrion.
I'm not sure. Something with soup?
Something with soup? All right, tell you what, I'll just get you the, do you like crunchy stuff in your soup or you like soup in your soup?
I could have some crunchy stuff in my soup.
All right, that's gonna be 2 cactus tempura ramen, 1's mesquite smoked salmon. Then of course we got 1 grit noodle curry, 1 grit noodle curry with a piece of salmon on it. With a piece of salmon on it? Hey, that's what she wants. Hey, I know, it's just kind of weird. The texture's gonna be, look, I didn't order it, she did, okay? You do what the customer wants. Okay, boss. All right, anything to drink? I got beer.
I'll take a beer, please.
Good.
What do you
Okay.
got on? Do you have any? Did anything new come in from the ship today? Do you have anything new for me?
For you? Okay, so what I've got. All right, so let me take a look. Hold on. Hey, I said order up. Start working. Yeah, boss. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I've got a wild rice horchata that we just had made. We've got let's see. Just got some whiskey brought in, coming from some dwarf mountains. Those, it's a bit expensive. We've got I got about 10 bottles of champagne right now. That are fresh, coming in from Ogeny. This is Fandelian champagne made with only the most pretentious grapes. The grapes, they get
Grown in
like
the Champagne region of
Fandelia, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, we couldn't afford the Isla Basia stuff here, honey. Look, so the champagne stuff is here though. It's Fandelian. I hear that every night, to put the grapes to rest, they're read a bedtime story.
I don't think I can afford that. But
It's not a very
the
good
horchata
bedtime
sounds
story.
good.
The horchata.
The
You know what,
horchata sounds good.
The horchata is pretty good. You know, I think you're gonna like it. Tell you what, I'll combine it all together for a pittance here. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands for beers. I promise the bathtub was clean. I made it in. Good. All right, 1 beer. Horchatas. All right, and
What's
then
a horchata?
horchata. You don't know what horchata is?
I'm not from around here.
Okay, so it's usually it's like it's a plant-based drink made with sweetened tiger nuts and sesame seeds, white rice. It's kind of like a you ever had like soy milk?
Yes.
Okay, it's kind of like that, but made with tiger nuts, which is great for everybody except the tiger. It's very nutty.
Okay, that sounds good. Would you say it's your house special?
Do you want me to say it's my house special? I could.
Oh no, well I'd like to try your house special drink. Your
Oh, you want my house special? Okay, well, my house
Yes.
special, we do have that whiskey, and I would say it'd be the gunpowder gimlet.
I'll take one.
You know what? If you were anybody else, I'd warn you, but you seem like you can handle your alcohol. I will go ahead and make that up. Oh, hey, I just realized 3 of you, dames? He raises an eyebrow at Zoe. Checks out the curvature of the chassis. Dames, you're new here, aren't you? Did you come in on the ship?
We did.
What'd you think of the parade? Pretty good, right?
The what?
The parade that
think
they do for
We have
welcoming
missed
day.
part of this.
I think we
They,
missed it.
they were some of the last ones off the ship, actually.
Oh, that would have been
balls.
so nice.
Oh, you know what? I am gonna tell you what. I'm gonna give you your drinks for free.
Oh,
All right. It
thank
sounds
you.
unfortunate.
So have you heard anything about the Trixxi point over to the crowd of people?
About Varen?
Oh yeah, you know, right? Of course you would.
Oh, I know her.
So,
Really?
okay. Yeah, I heard the whole thing. He's gonna lean in conspiratorially. So, apparently, somebody who got off the boat from Arrival Day came here looking for his daughter. Apparently, she wasn't writing like she said, not using one of them fancy sending stones or anything like that. And let's see what the. I didn't get a good look at him. Human guy. Given his outfit, I'd say probably Amresian. He was yelling about some girl, probably that daughter, named Sabrina.
Tally's gonna go lose a lot of the color in her face.
So anyway, it was wild though. It was wild. He got away. So who knows? Who knows? Yeah, honestly, I hope whoever he is, he's targeting bigwigs around here. Because that girl was bad news. I know there are a couple people upstairs, you know, people that run like some of the financial areas that could probably be targeted by a guy like that. Huh? That'd be pretty good. Real hero of the people, you know? Then again, he could just be a mass murderer. You never know. Anyway, nice to meet you three. My name is Fishman George.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Zoe.
Zoe.
And she'll motion to everyone else.
And call me Carrion. Or Carrie.
I'd rather know. Oh, Carrie, that's fine. Okay. I was like, that sounds like a rude thing to call you.
That's my name.
Oh.
Yeah, order up.
A couple of bowls of udon and ramen are placed out in front of you, as well as the curry in front of the last two. Drinks are served up. Those of you who didn't order anything are going to be given complimentary beer, just to settle you. It's a nice, like, mid-range beer, and is going to be kind of like like an amber ale. Not particular. It tastes like it was made pretty recently. The alcohol content is not. I guess it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The beer's fine. It's a nice mid-range beer, the type drank by a miller. You know, whenever it's time.
Mid-range? Really? No. No.
But look, I'm just saying, like, I was a free beer. What do you want? What do you want? Trixxi, what do you want?
Hmm?
What do you want?
I said I'm having the horchata.
Yeah, and you had a horchata. You didn't give him the horchata. Hey, Linkelschmidt,
Yeah, boss.
the horchata.
Oh, sorry, boss.
And like a gnome hand will go and poof, put a horchata down. Sorry, Linkelschmidt is he's having a bad day.
Aw.
So, did you happen to, like, did it happen outside the building, or?
Oh yeah, it was pretty, so basically the guy came up, like she was outside, heading back from whatever nefarious tasks she tends to do, and I didn't catch the first part of it.
I did.
What, Linkelschmidt, you heard it?
Yeah, he said, excuse me, do you know my daughter, Sabrina? And then, then he pulled the trigger.
Like, after she answered?
No, he didn't even wait.
So he just assumed
What?
that she knew? And
Or
had-
didn't
was
I
responsible for something?
So then he started
She
ranting?
knew her all right. That's for sure.
Okay, who is this Sabrina girl? I ain't heard of her, though. He started ranting and raving after her body was on the ground.
Callie, you went like pale, like super pale when he said.
Well, I mean, she
something.
didn't die right away.
What do you mean?
Well, he shot her in the neck.
Yeah, that usually kills people.
No, like, she was
Not
still kind of
necessarily
breathing.
immediately. Depends on where you cut someone.
I guess that explains why he
Okay.
shot her like 4 more times while she was on the ground.
Is this common here?
Murder?
Depends.
Yeah.
Usually people murder and then put it in the crabs. You get rid of the evidence. You don't usually shoot someone in the straight cold blood because, we do have the city watch.
Yeah, that I mean, like with the one exception, of course, right? And like he nods at the two who actually know this area pretty well, which and both of you will know that if you claim Fauvala, then you can do pretty much whatever you want because this is also partially Elven Ran. Fauvala is Elven murder rights that supersede the law. It's basically duelist rights.
And for those that don't know what duelist rights are,
basically, if someone's wronged you, you can call them out, and it supersedes Elven law. This is going to be a bad example, but it's the equivalent of like a blood oath or a jihad. It means that you have sworn to kill someone or ruin them with the remainder of your near infinite life. And if you don't do it, like, you die, basically. Or are shunned by
I guess there's also...
Yeah.
I guess there's Fauvala. Did he say anything about... Did he scream anything or say, like, I'm supposed to kill you?
Not that I heard. How's the noodles?
They're
They're
damn good, you know that.
fantastic.
Nice.
They're
nice.
delicious. This
Hey!
spice,
Thanks. Yeah.
exquisite.
Thank you.
What do you use?
Well, that's black cardamom, right there.
Oh.
And then we also got green cardamom. They're two very distinct flavors, right? We toast the black cardamom in order to incorporate it in there, and also mix it in with a little bit of nutmeg to give it a little bit of that like earthy undertone. He starts going off about like for those who don't know, if you ever have to make Japanese curry powder, good luck, man. I've done it before. It's got like 25 different types of spice in it, and they're all ones that you gotta hunt. What's that?
I use ready-made.
I use ready-made now too because
Yeah.
it costs a fraction of the cost from going to every grocery store in the city to find it.
Oh God.
So yeah, it's
Zoe's
very,
gonna. Oh
very
yeah.
spicy. Yeah.
Yeah. She's gonna look at the drink a little tentatively. I mean, if she could express her emotions on her face, and then she's going to drink some of the drink
So
that he's put in front of her.
this is a very simple looking drink. As it's prepared for you, looking down, you can see that it has a soft layer on top of it, floating in this kind of like viscous, kind of yellowish liquid. It has notes of citrus coming off of it, as well as gin, and also has like a sweet smell. There's obviously some type of like sugar mixed in there, but it also has a bitter note to it. And as you lean over, he pauses. Oh, hey, let me get that for you. And is going to reach into his apron, pull out a match, and drop it into your drink, which causes it to let out a loud bang as the gunpowder floating on the top of the sugar mix is going to ignite. And then immediately be quenched by the froth kind of beneath it.
Ingenious.
You got to drink it pretty quick though, or else the sugar will caramelize in a bad way. You'll burn it.
Oh, yes, sir. She'll stir it to kind of break it up a bit, and then make sure it's not caramelizing yet, and then I guess just quaff it back.
It's strong. It's mostly gin. It's a gimlet, right? So it's gin and lime cordial mixed with cactus sweetener.
Nice.
And it's got a bit of a kick, but like nothing that you can't handle. Like it's strong.
Yeah, I have resistance to poison
Oh.
damage.
Fair. So you're going to be like,
And
oh,
poison
yes.
safe.
So he didn't even need to light the gunpowder for you.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, that's all I saw. So, hey, what's wrong, Tally? You think that he's coming for everybody who works at the Gilded Guard? You're just a showgirl. You got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, of course. We're just I know everybody, that's all.
Hey, sorry, that's insensitive of me. I forgot that you work together.
Yeah, we worked together since she came in. So it's
Well,
yeah, and I actually just found out yesterday that Sabrina had died too, so
oh.
yeah, so that's it's interesting that her father's going after people responsible. And she's just going to kind of eat her noodles.
All right, I got to get back
kinda...
to work. These guys aren't gonna boss themselves around. So enjoy your meal and go ahead and just you can pay the server you can pay Linkelschmidt on the way out. And he'll go back to work, leaving you 5 kind of around the U shape of the counter to sit and eat. What do you guys talk about?
Zoe is very busy savoring her food.
So yeah, Trixxi's kind of just. Oh, I should probably order. I'll pick up some for Akvi. He's staying in the room.
I realized that Akvi had been traveling with you this entire time, and we'll say that.
I thought he stayed. I thought he stayed in the room, or no?
No, because you had to heal him.
No, and last game he was the one who offered us food.
Right. He was,
he was actually planning to pay.
He was planning to pay, but then he started feeling ill from his wounds and went back to the room. Whoop. Akvi.
Skipped out on the bill.
And left Trixxi with 5 silver to pay for it.
Oh, nice.
All right. So, whoop. So, do you order something to bring back up? Do you,
Yeah, Trixxi will probably order him some noodles to bring up to him.
Nice. Do you do anything else here? Is anybody doing any chatting, or is it just heading back up to the room?
I think just heading back to the room.
You finish
Zoe would try to get logistics. Sorry.
Okay.
Just kind of like, oh, where do we have to go? When do we have to be there? So what time do I have to be up?
I think they said morning, so I don't know.
Oh, that's
what
very
morning.
non-specific.
I know, I don't.
Well, I suppose if they just said morning, we can just end up there in the morning. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just
That's
make sure
sufficient.
we're up. We're all staying together, so it's not like. Except maybe Tali might be going back to wherever she sleeps, but my room is destroyed, so I'm bunking with all of you. So I guess we can all go.
I'm not even sure if I might be able to get into my room. Need to grab a few things anyways. Kelly.
Yes.
Do I think I'd be able to make it into my room at the Garter without anyone knowing? Like flying in through a window?
You absolutely could try.
In the
you
back?
totally could try. You could, your window overlooks one of the alleys, so you get a little bit of privacy in that room. It's not the best view, but the privacy was worth it. But you could absolutely try.
She's gonna try. She's gonna pick up basically like anything she might need from her room, and kind of like make a little pack to go.
You'll head over there by yourself?
Yeah, she's probably gonna just fly up directly so she doesn't have to go through the building at all.
Sounds good. So
Because she doesn't want to run into the boss.
now here's the question. Do you have... can you make me a sleight of hand roll? Because I'm sure you lock your windows.
Oh my god, yeah, of course I would. Ooh, how's a 23 sound?
23 sounds great. So, the rest of you all head back to the spare room, right? Does anybody tail tally? Okay. So, Tally, you head back up. Float up to the second floor, which is about the third floor in height because the showroom's a bit larger, a bit higher ceilinged inside of the Gilded Garter. Using a bit of jewelry or something else with a bit of a pin, you're able to trip the latch on the inside of your window and open it up and head into your room. What's your passive perception?
It's 12.
Perfect. You head inside. Your room is comfortable. And downstairs you can hear that there is a... nothing, actually. People are not inside of the Garter tonight. The murder outside has stopped business. But as you head in through the window and begin gathering some things, you're going to be startled by the sound of a striking match. I was wondering when you'd get back. A cigarette will be lit, and you'll see your employer, Sable. He's wearing a silk robe open at the front, a pair of slacks beneath it, his bare chest only covered by a number of necklaces and scars. He looks rattled, and in one hand he's holding a tumbler that is clinking with mostly melted ice that looks like it has probably been fed a lot of whiskey over the ensuing hours.
I just came back to get a couple things. It's
So you're not staying?
It's taking longer than I thought it would to find anybody.
Are you all right?
Yes, of course.
Come here, let me look at you. Let me look at you.
And she's gonna walk right up to him because she is good like that.
He's going to put the cigarette in his mouth and reach out, talking around the butt of it as he touches the side of your face, kind of tilts your jaw back and forth. This bastard didn't get you, did he? He didn't get near you?
No. I don't know who it was.
Tally, I need you to stay safe. Where are you going to be staying?
Currently, I'm in an attic on the other side of town with a couple girls that I'm trying to bring in.
Good girl.
They're...
Listen, this is inappropriate for me to say so. But I'm going to anyway because it's you, and I trust you. In fact, right now, you're the only person that I can trust. Sit down, please. He gestures to your own bed. Do you want a drink?
And she will sit down. She complies.
Do you want a drink?
Please, actually.
Oh, good. Here, I left a bottle on the counter there. Would you mind?
She will get up and make a drink.
And he'll hold out his tumbler.
She'll grab it and fill up his as well.
This... I'm shaken. I'm absolutely distraught. Varen was my most loyal friend. Confidant.
Yeah. Yes. She meant a lot.
We came up through the bowels of ebb and tide together. You know that, right?
Yeah.
We fought our way up. We fed fuckers to the crabs. Huh. I took this scar right here. Fighting a fucking an orc that was trying to... I would do anything for her.
I mean, if it wasn't for her, she basically taught me everything I know.
Which is exactly what I want to talk to you about.
She's gonna take a drink.
You are an amazing performer, my pet, but I think that your skills are much deeper. You have a unique talent. It's going to be very hard to fill Varen's role with anyone but you. Which is why, and pardon the impropriety of asking you in my wounded state, but when you get done with your little dalliance of recruiting, I want to give you a raise. And I want to bring you on in an administrative capacity.
She is, she's gonna flush a little bit. Just, that would be nice, actually.
Wouldn't it? I could, once it's tidied, you could have Varen's suite. Up on the top floor, the one that overlooks just about everything. You could have... I mean, obviously your pay would increase significantly. I could even start bringing you to some of the parties that we get invited to in Orihalcombe Row. You could meet all sorts of people.
I do.
That
That actually sounds really nice.
you deserve it. And she would have thought so too. But sorry.
She was very important to me as well.
You have to promise me, Tally, you have to promise me, if you're going out there, you have to be careful. You can't end up like her. You have to watch your back.
I will.
Because if anyone ever tried to take you away from me... And he will stand up and walk across the room to you and reach out and touch your cheek with the gentlest fingertips. There are no words for what I would do to them.
She's gonna... She's actually going to, like, kind of move her face, like, into it, into his touch a little bit.
Okay.
And just kind of gently wrap, a wing, kind of around, almost like an embrace, but that she's not sure of.
Mm-hmm. You
Of course.
be safe. Be safe, Pat.
I will. I will. I'll be back.
I will always, always take care of you. And
You
he'll
always
lean
have.
down and gently kiss her right between the eyebrows. All right.
You've always taken good care of me. You've been there since the beginning. Thank you.
Always will be. Of course, it reminds me, if you, then it's agreed then. When you come back and accept this, next week, I've got a ticket to a big ball. I'd love to show you off. It seems that the new governor is going to be arriving. He's going to be having a little meeting with all of the luminaries of Prospect.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Actually,
the drinks, the dancing. I would love to show off my prize.
I'd have to get a new outfit for it.
Oh, we can afford a dress. Maybe when you get back with these new girls, we can take you up to the Painted Bazaar, or oh, you know what? This is the governor. I think it's time that we took you shopping at the Piazza Solis. I think Rebellios would be a wonderful, wonderful fit for you.
I haven't had much of a chance to go up there.
Oh, no, of course you wouldn't. But you could now. Anyway, think about what colors you'd like. Anything that matches those beautiful eyes. Or that sumptuous skin.
Thank you.
Cheers. And he will clink glasses with you, down the rest of his whiskey, and say, well, I'll leave you be. I look forward to working with you, partner.
You too, sir.
He will head out of your room and then pause at the door and say, oh, Tally, without looking backward.
Yeah.
I wouldn't come in through the window like this anymore. You could fall and break your neck. Use the door next time.
Yes. Yes, of course. It was silly.
And he will shut the door on you. You gather up your things. What else do you do?
She's just gonna kind of stand in the middle of the room for a moment, and she's gonna touch her cheek where he caressed her. Just go, did that really just happen? I've worked really hard for this. Oh my god. All right. Yes, of course. Time to go.
Okay.
And she's gonna put together a little bag and sling it over her shoulder and head out the door.
All right. The rest of your allies have already made it over. The bouncers will let you in the back door of the Glory and take you up into the spare room up there, where you'll be surprised to see that there have been a couple of extra mattresses dragged in. The place is a bit more comfortable. And as you enter the room, you are going to see that, in fact, one of them is still being dragged in as Madame Stylus, standing there, the purple scales, or purple amethyst scales, I should say, glittering in the candle of the room. She directs people around. No, doll, not there. Look, put it over there. And she will wave her hand. And as she does, the mattress will lift off the ground and move with her psionic force. For maximum space, we got 5 people coming in here. Beautiful. Oh, good, you're back, she says, smiling her many, many sharp teeth at the 4 of you.
Hello, madam.
Trixxi? Your room ain't going to be ready tonight. It might not even be ready tomorrow. We're going to get some prestidigitators in there to try to get some of that blood out, but it is being... Well, y'all, it's definitely resisting our attempts.
Really?
To be fair...
It's magic resistant?
I think it's less that it's magic resistant as it is that there's just a lot of it. You girls shot that thing a bunch.
It seemed necessary.
To be fair, he needed to he didn't die on the first one, so you shoot till he's dead.
Absolutely,
was-
we're a bit...
A killer
I
be
only
killed
died
situation.
twice.
I mean, y'all, I'm not criticizing the amount of lead that you pumped into that awful creature. I'm just merely expressing that it does spread the blood around a bit. Prestidigitation does work, but it only goes so far. Here's the deal. Because your room, Trixxi, ain't ready,
Hmm.
you're going to be staying in here until it is, if that's all right with you.
That is agreeable, but I'm just wondering if I'm gonna lose. Like, where do I go for business? If you know what I mean. I don't want to be losing opportunities and wages. Is there a spare that I could use for
I think
certain times?
you're going to take the weekend off. I'm not going to charge you any rent for those days. I'm going to take it directly out of the emergency fund that I have you girls pay into. Actually, she wouldn't say girls. She would say that I have my workers pay into, because there's all sorts of people who work here. Into the emergency fund for this type of thing. So you are covered. Your room and board are covered. And given that you saved one of my friends, I'm fine supplying y'all basic room and board as well. If you want to make coin, there are a number of jobs around here. Zoe, you already mentioned that you were a bit of a cook.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a good one?
I would say so, ma'am, but I can show you.
Well, why don't you show up first thing in the morning, and you can show us at 6th bell. I don't need you earlier than that for any of the bacon or anything like that. We got a couple of night owls that stay up and do that. But I definitely could use someone to run short order work and do prep in the morning.
I can do that, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Of course. Besides that, I also could use some people to, well, the two of you look pretty tough, gesturing at Carrion and Belle. Well, I can tell that you're tough. You don't look tough. Sometimes that's the best thing. I could use potentially a couple of people in the crowd during the next couple of days, just to monitor. People come in, flush with coin from arrival, and they want to arrive. But sometimes they get a bit handsy with our workers. Having somebody that can move among the gallery unseen would be pretty nice. Although if you would prefer to do a little more pleasurable work, you're not locked into any type of contract here. I could probably arrange for that as well once I found a room for you to work out of, but that would be after we get the cleanup done. That said, if you wanted to stay on longer, we do have some rules. We have a little bit of a unionist policy here that involves that emergency fund that I was mentioning with Trixxi.
I can certainly do the intimidating type work. Blend in and then slap on the hand.
Don't slap too hard. They might get the right idea there. What about you?
I suppose I can do similar to what Bella would do. Unless you have any need for someone to look after your thorns.
We don't really have very many of those. I'm sorry, we probably gave you the wrong idea when you were looking in. The saddles on the wall inside of the main room are for completely different purposes.
No, I gathered those are definitely not for riding animals.
You noticed that those weren't exactly saddle horns? I had a feeling. Well, I've got blankets and things up here. You all are good for... I got you covered for at least 3 days. Beyond that, if you need some work, do it. Just don't bring anybody else back here. Now, I know you got your boy Akvir. He's downstairs right now. I had Justice take him out to force him to have a couple of drinks so he'd sleep well. He'll be up here in a little bit, and
I
sure you
appreciate
want him?
that. He's a boy, but he stood up for me. He got shot because he took a bullet for me when Becca was trying to force his way in the room. It's
Now,
the least
Trixxi?
that I can do for him.
Now, Trixxi, I need you to make sure whatever story he brings back to Burden is one that's going to bring more people in here when other people from Burden come in to do their trading. If they get scared off because of his bravado, that's going to affect our bottom line.
Of course. I
Good.
mean, if there's another room that I could borrow for an hour, I could definitely encourage good memories.
Well, check back tomorrow. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can talk to Tamira or some of the others.
That Canine, I haven't heard him much anymore. I heard he was going out for some business or something. Maybe his room I could borrow for like an hour. Make up for all the barking that happened with Akvir.
That's fair. You probably could. Actually, that does give me an idea. There's, I'll see what I can do. All right?
I appreciate that.
You were here
and of your generosity.
Of course. Of course. Well, y'all get some sleep, and as she's saying that, there's going to be a little creak in the hallway outside as Tally arrives. Oh, perfect timing. You're going to be bunking in here tonight, Miss Tally.
Thank you, madam.
And with that, I'm going to leave you all to talk and chat. I guess be as loud as you want, since nobody under you is there at the moment except the cleaner.
Oh, since it's gonna be a few days, is it alright if I go down there to grab a few of my supplies?
Of course.
I promise I won't make anything explosive up here.
That's all I ever ask. All right, well, I will see you in the morning. I need to get my beauty sleep. Ta-ta. And she will leave you, as well as a couple of the workers that were carrying in the beds, leaving the 5 of you alone in that room.
So,
what sort of ruse are there for what she was asking about? Like, if somebody did get how did she say it? Handsy?
Handsy? It's just like hands off the merchandise, and for saying like don't slap them too hard, because some of our workers offers those kind of services, and that's what they might be looking for. So you don't want to give them necessarily the wrong idea. You need to be forceful, but not like alluring. Thinking more like talk shit, you're gonna get hit, versus
so scare the crap out of them instead.
Yeah, enforce that if they if they're gonna keep going their actions, they're not gonna be getting the happy ending that they are hoping for. That will get that from boot out the door instead. It's usually not too terrible. As she was saying, when it's offload day, an influx of people with cash and a long flight in the airship, they get a little bit lonely. So there usually is a large amount of work to be had in these sorts of establishments. And
It's actually
you know how typically more of the male persuasion can get a bit impatient.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I have to ask. I noticed there seemed to be some tension between the two of you. Is this just different employers or bad history?
I mean, there's never a good relationship between the Gilded Gata and the Glory, and there's also the fact that there's rumors, and apparently that it's true, that it's a syndicate and girls go missing, so we don't necessarily like the predatory aspects of the Gilded Gata, and it's why I'm not on the best terms with Tally.
I mean, our employers are definitely different in the way we conduct business, that's for sure. She seems completely different now than when she left before food, during food.
You just look like you got, like, did he fuck you or something? Like, why are you glowing?
Ew, no, I don't actually do that,
Right, you'll look, no touch. Right.
Yeah, I dance, I'm a shower. Nobody
Yep.
actually touches me. It's gross. But
You still look like your friend just didn't die. Like, what happened?
oh, I was just I was just able to pop in to see another one of my friends while I was back at the garter, and I was just worried about them. But
Oh, so you're relieved.
yeah. I was a little bit worried that I'd run into my boss, but thankfully enough, I think he was too busy downstairs with everything else that's happening right now with Varen. So
Yeah, I guess no one wants to run into their boss during off work hours. Awkward.
exactly. That's why.
My boss is great. I don't try to avoid Madam Stylist. It's another benefit of working for here, not for her weird.
We
Maybe
have a lovely establishment. Our boss just has specific rules.
Oh yes, Taliina'a. I was offered a potential job here, so I'm going to try it.
Fair enough. Fair
But
enough.
thank you.
So
You admitted that your boss, you work for a crime syndicate and that you take girls.
This is also true.
why does why do you stay with them?
I've Sable
Please tell me
is
there's at least
all-
a really good benefits package.
There's other jobs.
Sable's all I've really known since I was little. He took me in when I was
So you never grew up.
well.
That's kind of gross. He raised a little girl into his showgirl for him to like show off her goods.
Well, he
Also, like
That's
two of
pretty
your
gross.
like federal employees have died. Can you leave? Are you allowed to leave? Does he keep you there? Are you not allowed to leave? Blink twice if you're held there under your will.
I've never actually even considered it.
All right.
So he raised
So-
you.
Well, yeah. Well, the orphanage raised me, but
So did he buy you?
no, he
Adopted you.
I guess adopted.
So
And
your
then-
father shows off your goods on his stage.
You
That seems
understand that is
wrong.
deeply disturbing and problematic in so many ways.
Him and Varen are all I've known,
The jobs here seem very decent.
and they've always been.
And
good
if
to
you're
me.
well known, wouldn't they take you?
I mean-
Potentially.
You're part of a crime syndicate, so I'm guessing you can't leave.
I've never thought about it. I've never had reason to. Sable's
Well,
given
you
me a
have-
home.
2 co-workers have just been murdered and some killer on the loose. So one would assume that
So-
you might be
Think
next.
about it.
Sable has not been able to protect those 2 girls. What makes you think he's going to be able to protect you? Why won't he just offer you up as a shield?
He wouldn't do that.
Oh,
How?
You have an awful lot of faith in someone who
You
seems
said
to
Varen
be...
was very close to you, and
well, I suppose if you're just on the stage, then that would make sense. You're just showgirl to whoever is targeting.
Exactly.
Well, I suppose if
Exactly,
you're
like
not
the-
involved in any of the more
the-
illicit business, then you should be somewhat
The-
protected.
The other girl, we worked together. She wasn't there very long, but yeah, we worked together for a bit, and she was actually quite good at her job. We actually all really liked her, and we all got along with her really nicely. But yeah, it was actually just yesterday that I found out what had happened. So
So what exactly happened?
She went to go work at another one of our locations, and someone up there got a little bit handsy before the bouncers were able to get in and resolve the situation.
Did you just allude to a little bit handsy as
Mother?
Yes, I did.
got that? That is not usually a combination that you would think.
Real quick, let's time out for 1 sec. I just wanted to double check. Kat, is Tally deliberately withholding information about the death? Or did you forget because it's been a couple weeks?
No, she is specifically
Withholding?
She's choosing her words very specifically.
Okay. All right. Never mind then. Please continue.
Why are you trying to tone that down, even for us? Sorry, I was actually going to say this before you had the conversation.
Perfect. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful.
Yeah, right? Yeah, no, I was thinking, I'm like, you are being so cavalier about your coworker getting
You're
murdered.
being very cagey around us, but very truthful about other things, and I'm very confused.
So that's not a very good business model if your bouncers aren't able to get there before somebody murders a girl in their workplace.
It is extremely rare.
The twice now that the murder has happened to one of your coworkers.
Within...
In the last week?
Yeah.
Varen was different. She wasn't one of our girls. Varen didn't have a stage presence.
Question, Kelly.
Yes.
How much would I know about Sable from Madam Stylist?
Make me a history check.
Of their... Okay. I just want to know if I know anything about how he if he's a manipulative son of a bitch. History.
What'd you get?
That's a 22.
Yes, he's a manipulative son of a bitch. You also know that Varen was probably...
his number 2?
Varen was his number 2, but with a 22, Madam Stylist or various people you've talked to would have said to stay away from her. She is absolute trouble, to the point where if she were smarter, she might have been recruited for some of the elven services. If she was smarter. But unfortunately, she neither had the education nor poise, and her being a half-elf probably also muddied the waters with the very elitist elven hierarchy. She could have probably become a second-class soldier inside of the elven military had she been recruited and had the means to do so. Instead, she fell in with Sable, and lacking options, consoled herself with cruelty, which she thrived on. She also was, with a 22, well known for what magic she did have. She had natural aptitudes for enchantment. Her favorite pastime was employing her skills to make other people dirty their hands for her, particularly in back alleys. There's nothing like making a wife slit a husband's throat. Or a child kill their parents. Teen, really. You did hear that story once.
You're being incredibly cavalier about Varen. And Sable. Varen is a killer, from what I've heard.
She has kept order for Sable, but
And she's very good at getting people to do stuff, from what I heard. And now she's gone.
she was very,
Did
very good at getting
Sable-
people to do what she wanted to.
Did Sable offer you a promotion, Tali?
No, I haven't seen him since he actually told me to come down.
Insight.
I would like I would like a deception roll and some insight
I
rolls,
would
everybody.
love to insight as well because this is weird.
I knew his
Tali's also good at making people feel things. Of course he's going to want to recruit her to make her do his dirty work. Oh, that's not good.
That's gonna be a 17 plus 7 is a 24 deception.
Okay.
13.
13. You don't she's look, you have your suspicions, but she seems like she's being honest. Like her eyes are wide. She's definitely like, "Oh no, not me." Okay. And what'd you get, Christine?
Oh, I didn't roll. I mean,
Okay.
Belle doesn't know Tali well enough to really tell. She thinks this is... She's kind of starting to think that Tali is a bit, like, not all there.
Fair.
Because why would you stay in a shitty situation if you didn't have to?
That's true.
Like, there's
But
a lot
you
of other
you
jobs
grew up
around,
with,
and why would you try and conceal it?
You grew up in a good situation, though, so.
Yeah. No, so she's just thinks, oh, she's just dumb like that.
Yeah,
Well-
I haven't seen Sable in I guess actually since yesterday. It's exactly why I went in through the window in the back when I went in to go grab my stuff.
So you
Well-
were scared of him seeing you?
He
Wait,
didn't.
remember she wasn't allowed back until he brought you three to him.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to need
Cause-
a little bit more of an
Yeah, I'm not going to work for him. This doesn't sound like a good idea.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
really not sure
So,
that any of
I
his
mean-
businesses are in line with my particular talents.
There's that too. Like, I will help with the bouncing here, but well, I'm going to need to look for a real job while I do what I came here to do. But, I mean, you seem nice enough, so if you just need some support to find a new job, then I am happy to help you, but I am not going to get tied up in this.
That's fair. That's fair. You don't have to. So this is
So I guess
definitely been a day.
yeah, why don't we all go to sleep and then wake up early in the morning and do this church thing for you. Also,
Yes.
would Sable have not been able to pay for your restoration? Is that something he would do or no? Just curious.
I didn't want to ask him.
Why not?
So you don't have a excellent benefits package. Noted.
I think that's the
We
answer.
don't have a good benefits package, no.
Do you have a union?
No. No, we don't have a union.
Then
But
why
if-
the hell are you still there?
If he runs a very dangerous business, why does he not have healers on
As a
site?
pay. Yeah.
And that too. And that too. You need to
Well, so does it
unionize.
Wouldn't
Yeah, you need
the
to
other
unionize.
girls, if they're supposed to do more than one in a night, aren't they going to get a little chafed? You'd think they'd just have a
And-
healers on staff.
levels of exhaustion, I'd imagine.
It's work.
Oh yeah, we have like clerics. Like we have like 3 clerics that work a night here per shift, just like going around and zhuzhing up whatever you need.
Yeah.
I didn't
Also
approve
purging
that.
disease. Unless you screen everyone, in which case you still need magic.
God.
I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. Does that mean that everybody who goes there gets a little something funky on the way too?
No.
But you don't have healing package.
Everyone gets screened still.
Oh, okay. That's good.
All right.
We don't.
That's safer.
Our girls don't pick anything up.
Oh, excellent to hear. I've heard some things are very, very bad. Anyway, I'm gonna go sit beside this bookshelf and just take a rest, but I'll be on the lookout if anything happens. Not that I expect anything to happen, she'll add really quickly over to Trixxi. But
Not.
since we've been here less than 24 hours and there have already been murders, I think it would be prudent to be on our guard.
That is wise. I'm gonna go downstairs real quick and grab some supplies. I wanted to work on something before when I get up in the morning, so I just wanted to get some of that tools before the cleaners mess everything up. I know I told them not to, but they're gonna mess up my room. I know it. I'm gonna have to reorganize everything. Ugh.
Ah, noted. I will not activate the intruder alarm quite yet.
Oh yeah, just give me like 10. I'll go downstairs, go back right up. Just 10 minutes, and then you can activate your intruder alarm. That's
Yes.
pretty handy.
Perfect.
And Trixxi will slip out to go to her room and grab some stuff.
All right. So, does everybody else get ready and get ready for bed with tomorrow's activities at the Temple of Beatrice bright in your mind?
Yeah.
All right. It is a tense night as you all settle in, but an exhausting one, and soon exhaustion is going to claim you. Trixxi, downstairs you're able to go and grab what you need out of your room. You can see that there are a couple of kobolds scrubbing away at the floor, kind of muttering to themselves, as the cleric in-house that you mentioned before, a kobold named Reg, hazardly mixes several chemicals together to try to figure out whether or not this kobold alchemist, he's more of an alchemist than a cleric really, can get some of these stains out. One moment.
Oh
Cool.
no.
He mixes some things together that are going to start to fizz over like an Alka-Seltzer solution, and will start to dump it on the bloodstains. The froth will begin absorbing the red and turning red as it absorbs up into the foam. Maybe good.
Oh.
Ah,
What
Trixxi.
are you doing?
Clean blood. Save for later.
Okay, but do you know what you're playing with? Those are my chemicals. What are you doing?
No, these are my chemicals. I found in room. Mine.
This is my room, Reg.
You weren't using.
Cause there's blood on the floor that you're supposed to be cleaning up.
I'm cleaning. Using chemicals in room. Bada bing, bada
Trixxi
boom.
points to a sign that says kobolds do not touch these chemicals. What about that, Reg? What about that sign right there?
He's going to squint at it.
You
Pretty
can't read,
letters.
can you? You cannot read. Fuck.
I can read kobold. See?
I don't know kobold.
He holds up a piece of paper that's mostly like scribbles and scratches and ink and a couple of paw marks.
Oh boy.
See? This allows me to do what I need. One of the other kobolds looks up and nods after reading it. That wouldn't say Reg can do what he want.
Well, Reg cannot do what he want because this costs gold. So unless you're gonna pay up for that.
Oh, look at the time. And he's going to like just start to shuffle out of your row.
Goddamn kobolds.
The one that's scrubbing the
Listen,
floor.
I want to cure wounds for free next time.
You get cure wounds or remove disease. Only one.
All right. All right. That's a deal.
On the other side of your bed, you see that there is like, there's sound of squeaky, 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 as another kobold dressed in a hand-me-down maid's costume that you've worn a couple times is polishing the floor with her tail in the air. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. Almost done.
Oh, that's... Nah, take your time. Don't worry about it. I'm just grabbing a few things. That looks real cute on you, by the way.
Thank you.
Are you new here? Or I don't recognize you in the maid costume.
Truvy?
Truvy. Nice to meet you. I'm Trixxi.
Not new. Was on railroad duty.
Oh.
See? And she is going to reach down and pull her skirt up. And you are going to see there are no scales. For one, wow, she should probably wear underwear under that. But two, there are no scales on her tummy at all. It is like just scar tissue.
What?
Big bada boom. But me no die, so, you know, pretty good.
I mean, that's good, but...
And look,
one, you should
2, 3,
probably...
4. 1, 2, 3,
don't show
4.
Darling, don't show the goods off for free. We know this here. This is the rules. Do not... You should just cover up until some client pays for it.
Oh, me not... I not Mambo yet.
Yeah, but still probably you don't want to give customers the wrong idea first. They might think you are if you aren't. If you're showing off. Here, you can this is clean. And Trixxi will toss her a pair of like probably lacy black panties.
Oh. Thank you. And she'll put them on as a hat. Pretty?
Gorgeous. Just, mwah, you're beautiful.
She's going to start smelling when you go back to cleaning.
That clean.
Okay. Yeah.
Please, I have that in a separate drawer. Those are for
Lemon.
high-paying customers.
She'll go back to cleaning as you grab whatever you need out of the room.
So what was her name? Trixxi?
Truvy.
Trudy?
Like Truvia, the sweetener, but without the A.
Yes. Truvy and Reg, the cleric.
Alchemist. Yeah, fair.
Cleric alchemist, yes.
But yeah. Anything else you're grabbing out of here, or just heading to bed?
Probably heading to bed. Probably gonna go quickly check on Akvia and make sure he's okay, and let him know that she can share his bed, or he can share her bed with him.
Akvir is getting drunk downstairs, getting constantly drinks poured for him, I should say. And as that is happening, he will kind of turn and smile at you and say, "Yeah, I'd like to go to sleep with you if that's all right, Miss Trixxi."
No, of course. That's the plan from the beginning.
It's not gonna be improprietous to your friends that are there, is it? The ones who were sharing the room with you?
Well, we're not gonna be doing anything
Well, I just don't know what state of undress they might be in, and I don't want to.
Well, we'll knock, and then if they're not, then they'll make themselves decent, and then.
None of them are gonna be as decent as you.
Oh, you're such a charmer, Akvir.
Yeah.
So drunk as well.
Yeah. I would like to sleep now.
That's probably a very good idea. You've had a very rough day, Akvir.
Not as rough as yours. Well, then again, I did get shot, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't get. I didn't get shot.
But look, no hole.
It's true. It's true. That hole is all filled up.
You said hole, and you said filled up. He's gonna drunkenly start giggling to himself as you take him up to go to sleep.
Oh, you're such adorable, so precious.
Thank you. And with that, you all settle in for the night. Zoe sets her warning mode. And you have a long day ahead of you tomorrow, which we're going to do after we come back from this break. So folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to ColdIron here on Dork Tales. Morning comes, sooner than expected, after a long night's sleep. Well, shorter than you would have liked, at the very, very least. You're gonna pull yourselves off the mattresses, and you know what, for as threadbare as they might be, or for as cold as this attic room can get, the strange thing about it is it goes between cold and sweltering depending on which hour. The mattress is still much softer than whatever you had bunked on inside of the massive steam hulk. Now, of course, for the rest of you, Trixxi, your bed is pretty nice, actually. It has to be for the amount of activity that occurs in it. And Tally, your bed is quite plush as well, so you might be pulling yourself out with a bit of a crick in your neck or a bit of a twinge in your back.
Oh, we got beds brought up? I imagine we're all sleeping on mattresses on the floor.
Well, I'm talking about your beds prior to this. So you're moving into these. Zoe, you activated early and found yourself working down in the kitchen underneath a couple of just general workers down there. A guy named Hans, another guy named Ludwig, both of which who were kind of guiding you around the kitchen, asking you a couple of questions that they probably shouldn't have, really. Like, Ludwig would ask you something like, you know, being a tall, very, very rail-thin, pale-thin, or very pale, thin Amresian type would give you kind of an up and down look and say, "Can you even taste?"
Oh, yes, I can. I'm fully functional.
Fully functional, huh? You sure you're not gonna want to work for Madam Stylus in a more lucrative manner?
Oh, no, thank you.
Oh, okay.
It's just not for me.
Fair. I gotta admit, I'm kind of curious. Hans is going to kind of look at him, furrow his brow, which are considerable, and is gonna say, "Don't mind him. He's a bit of an asshole," he'll say, running a hand through his coppery hair. He's losing most of it on top and probably should shave it off, but he's got quite a billowy red beard. So, how many types of eggs can you cook?
Why don't I show you?
Sure, let's do it. Sounds great. Go ahead and make me a chef's tools roll.
I rolled a 9, and then I'd add my proficiency, and what would a cooking skill be, I guess?
Wisdom or dex, probably.
Let's go. Well, they're both +1, so that's going to be a 12.
12? I mean, you make some passable eggs. You know how to boil them, scramble them, poach them, that. And they're going to go on. Hans is the senior chef, and Ludwig is the sous chef. And to say that, it's more like sous cook and things like that. And as they're going through, Hans is going to explain that he's been in this place for about 5 years now. And it's their job to come in and make sure that all of the workers are fed. It's not a particularly lucrative job. You make enough to pay your room and board and a little bit of spending money on top of that. But they don't want anything too fancy. A couple of them have dietary requests. For example, there's a canine on the 3rd floor who can't have anything with chocolate in it. There's a Goliath on 2. She can't have anything with gluten. It is a bad scene. And Hans is going to grab you firmly by the arm with a grip strong enough that it's going to kind of like your metal's going to go a little bit. He goes, "It is a bad idea for all of us. If that Goliath gets gluten, there is only one commode per floor."
Sir, yes, sir.
He looks at you with an expression in his face that just says, "War stories." And
I respond just like that. Yeah.
all right. Now your day goes pretty well. You're all called down, and Trixxi, you were called down slightly after your normal feed time in the morning. You and the girls here are going to be fed last. You're going to get a decent amount of food. It's not going to be quite as warm as everybody else's. Some of the bacon that you're going to be getting and some of the beans you're going to be getting are a little overcooked. It's fine overall. The food here is very simple. They like to try to make it so that the food, the fruit, anything that is served up here isn't going to give any of the workers any type of unpleasant odors. Not going to give any stomach distress. I mean, just general, like, it's pretty bland, but it works. A lot of oatmeal. And as you're being fed that morning, you have a minute to talk. Have a little bit of beer for breakfast, perhaps, if you'd like. That is going to be served on tap. It is not particularly highly alcoholic. We're talking probably 3% at the most. You know, just a very thick breakfast kind of malt. Very like an oatmeal stout, actually, probably, because they got to do something with the leftover oats. And it's going to be, yeah, definitely a session ale. But with that, you have your breakfast and can get ready to head out on the city if you'd like. Does everybody know, those of you who live here, can you give me a history note roll to know if, to see if you know where the Temple of Beatrice is?
Natural 20, apparently.
Okay, natural 20. Let me check my notes real quick. The Temple of Beatrice.
I was gonna say, I feel like Zoe made a roll earlier to figure out how I can map?
Yeah.
fair.
I welcome. Sorry.
Yeah. No, the welcome brochure. I rolled a 22.
Okay, so then you'll remember what Zoe told you yesterday as well. And the reason is that it is down in the Iron Shire, down beneath you. So it is in the district kind of diagonally down, so not much worse than Ruby Lane in the Lantern District, but not. It's the working class people take the stairs up to go have fun in the Lantern District, and then they go back to Ironshire when it's time to work and sleep.
Tally probably ducked out a little bit early as well because she was probably off to Holy Grounds Coffee to get a coffee.
Okay. You're going all the way up there. Nice. Yeah, you absolutely could have gone and bought some coffee and come back to meet everybody on their way out there. Or would you say you just meet them at the temple?
She's probably just going to meet them at the temple. She's probably going to show up just as they get there. She's going to land with her coffee, with her coffee cup in hand.
Okay. All right. So, is anybody doing anything inside of the Glory before you head to the temple? Okay. Well, then let me describe the Temple of Beatrice. You make your way down to the Ironshire, and the Ironshire, or Iron Hollows, as it's known, is definitely built by a combination of human and dwarven laborers. This area is a bit cramped, a bit covered in soot. This area definitely smells. It smells working class in the way that the Lantern District smells like it's trying a little too hard. And as you make it down there, you're going to see that the walls are mostly stone wherever you go, either carved out of the direct rock face or made of poured or magicked concretes. And just raw stone. The buildings are either at a very sharp square angle or a slightly curved angle from the places that did have the ability to use any type of poured or magicked stone directly. The only thing that's different in here is that the roads are a bit wider. Now it winds back and forth, and when I say that, I'm thinking like making your way down here is kind of like moving through a much wider stone streets of like Helm's Deep. Very steep, but constantly full of people taking their sarns up to deliver raw goods, minerals, and things that have been processed here up into places above, like Orichalcum Row and above. This is where a lot of the basic work gets done. Hewing handles for things, doing basic slagging, and melting things down into ores. You're going to hear a ton of hammers everywhere you go down here. The Ironshire is full of percussion. There are a number of animals wandering the street, and as you make your way across, you are going to see as well, there are a few, and this is probably what is going to occupy Carrion's attention for the rest of the year, clinging to the sides of some of the buildings and racing around trying to bite each other's tails are baby sarns. About the size of a small dog. Still light enough that the buildings can hold them from their spider climb ability. Those are the four-legged ones. The ones on the ground are rushing around, snarling and trying to bite each other. A couple of them being shooed out of buildings by local merchants. And in fact, as you are making your way toward the temple, you are going to see Tally kind of coming down from one of the crossroads, right as a front door is going to open at a corner store, and you are going to hear, "Out, out, out! Come on, get out of here! Get out of here!" As a dwarven woman, a matron with long braided blonde hair, is going to chase a little two hind-legged, like Tyrannosaurus style sarn out of her convenience store, which has a dangling sign in front of it that just proclaims the word howdy. 24-hour convenience. Get out of here! Out, out, out! Out, damn sarn!
Can I go and pet the Sarn babies and give them parts of my breakfast that I'd definitely been squirreling away?
I would love an animal handling roll.
Yay. Oh, I roll not great, but let's see what this ends up being. Oh, it's a 10.
A 10? You know what? You're giving them food. You can roll that with advantage. These guys are scavengers in the city.
I rolled worse the second time.
Oh my god. All right, so a
Second
couple...
one I rolled was a 2, so that's
Okay.
a 7.
All right. High or low is good for you.
Usually low.
Okay, usually low. So all of the four-legged sarns that you approach are going to let out a high-pitched shrill that is almost beyond humanoid hearing range, and are going to skitter around the corner into the shadows. The only one that's going to come up to you with that food is that it's about the size of a large chicken. The little Tyrannosaurus one is going to rush over to you, cock its head, and smile at you with this very gapped-toothed row of fangs.
I will definitely feed it some scraps of bacon or whatever we had for breakfast.
Okay. It eats it like a chainsaw eats wood. Just... and we'll try to bite your ankles a couple of times after the food is gone.
Nope. That's all I've got. That's all I've got. There's no more. I wish I had more. I would give it to you.
It's going to glare at you with... it's kind of funny because it has like 3 eyelids. So like it kind of is just letterboxing itself down to like a pinprick. And is going to walk off and pout in the corner.
I mean, you could have got some scratches, but... Oh well.
Wow. It's going to keep an eye on you from the corner.
Have you ever ridden one of those before?
I can't say I have. We didn't really have those in where I'm from. Though I really wish we did. They're adorable.
Yeah, that's something I experienced for the first time coming here. They're pretty difficult to ride and can be a little temperamental, but they're pretty darn cute. Do you deal with animals much before this?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm grew up on a ranch of sorts.
That's why you asking for jobs.
Local
with animals. That makes sense.
Local farms and livestock with various whatever they need. Sometimes training, sometimes just go fetch that animal that has escaped. Recently.
Have you trained any dragons? Do you know how to train your dragon?
No, you can't train a dragon.
No? Oh. I thought you could. My bad.
I mean, perhaps if they wanted to learn something, you could teach them something, but generally, no. Drakes?
Oh.
Probably.
Oh, okay. So I should have asked you how to train your drake. Got it.
Though recently it was a griffin. They were very cute.
Are they? Okay, their feathers and fur, they look very soft. Are they very soft or no? I've always wanted to pet one, but I kind of get scared.
They are. But when they start molting, go from the chicks to full grown, they get these little pokey feathers that are not soft at all.
Oh. That doesn't sound very pleasant. So you deal with like flying creatures or all sorts of creatures?
All sorts.
Huh. That's really cool. I've never met a animal rancher trainer. It's very exciting.
Well, I certainly hope that I can have a chance to work with some of them here at some point.
I mean, once if you're looking for work with ranchers, you probably want to go kind of more out toward Burden and that area. It's a bit more vast and ranchy. The city, you might be able to get in with like god training or something to like train, god mounts. But if you're wanting ranch, definitely get out of Prospect.
I'll keep that in mind.
As you say that, you're going to see, like I said, Tally is going to be arriving close by to the front of the Temple of Beatrice. Now here, in the Iron Shires, or Iron Hollow, this area, you're at one of the lowest levels. One of the first that were built into Prospect. The foundations that hold the walls together, that hold this society together, and hold all of the higher districts up are built here. At times, it can be a little claustrophobic to move away from the main carts that are delivering goods up to the higher districts. But here, you are about as close to the foundations of the Hellgate and, or should I say, Argsigel's Gate, as anyone could be. And it is there, right, built in to the retaining walls and structures, that you see the Temple of Beatrice. The Temple of Beatrice is... It is a square. It is almost indefinable, more like a giant guardhouse or toll post or some other type of intrinsic structure of the foundation than it is its own building. Unlike the Temple of the Charred God down the road, which is a monolith of what we would consider Gothic architecture, this is humble, understated. This is barely a church at all. It looks like more like a workers' guild hall, like a builder's hall. The only thing that really identifies it as well is the symbol of the claw hammer and wall that marks it as a temple of Beatrice, the goddess of cities. And as you're walking here, you're going to notice a couple of things. One, the ground is very squodgy in places here. Number two is that the alleyways are particularly teeming at the moment. Not just with Sarns, although it's rare to see, for those of you who live here, Sarns running around. They're a fairly precious commodity. This is like watching in like a modern North American city. This would be like definitely seeing like stray dogs. It's just like something you don't see as much in modern cities. So it's kind of weird, something that people would consider livestock or a pet just roaming around here, because it's harder for them to find food until you look over and see that there is a scream, an animal scream, coming from that corner of a nearby alley as a couple of bipedal Sarns are tearing into a family of rats. Only to have the rats turn around and snarl and chase them out of the alley.
Sounds a real chicken sometimes too.
I mean, once you flip that fight to flight switch, absolutely. But beyond that, you are going to see the Temple of Beatrice directly in front of you. Do you head inside?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Kelly.
Is
Yeah.
there anything specific?
Sorry, just a quick housekeeping note. I now have the invocation for mage armor. So I'm just gonna do it as
Okay.
often as I need it because it's free, no materials, nothing. So I would just
Yep.
keep it on 24/7.
Sounds good. Once
I don't
every
want
8
to have
hours.
to sit and say it every single time.
Sure, that sounds totally fine to me. Robin, what was the question you were going to ask?
Is there anything like that's specifically known for for entering the Temple of Beatrice?
Generally, they do a lot of work with basins, a lot of hand washing, because it's assumed that you did a lot of work outside. So cleanliness is big inside of them, especially like It's fine if you come in dirty, but they expect you to wash your hands on the way in, your face, things like that. You're supposed to clean your shoes off. Besides that, if you have any donations that you could make to Civic Works, those are highly appreciated. There's usually an alms box at the front. Besides that, it's a great place to go to look for job postings. Yeah. Don't start shit is a big one in here. It's treated very much like a guild hall in many ways.
Okay. So yeah, I guess Trixxi will like go to the base and wash her hands and then start looking around for she'll try and find someone to locate Sister Arabanel.
Mm-hmm.
Arabanel.
Sure, whichever works. So, as you head inside, the temple has a bit of a vaulted seal. You know, I picked the wrong temple background for this. 1 second.
Just saying, Zoe's gonna wash her hands, and then she's gonna activate the burner inside of her hands to like quickly dry them off.
Okay, that sounds awesome. That sounds like really fun, actually. Just
Yeah, exactly.
so heading inside, the rough stonework is going to be all around you, and I'm going to say Taliina'a, and actually all of you are, except for Zoe. Zoe, you are, well, I'm going to say that you probably don't feel as cold as most of them. You are going to feel quite chilly. For this temple of Beatrice is built directly into the lower walls that retain this part of the city, looking out here. Let me just do my math here. Blah, 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 your low foundation. So looking out over some of the expanse beyond the mountain range, you can see that the temple is not particularly deep. Perhaps 40 feet deep, but it is wide. The temple stretches along the walls with huge window gaps where you can see the buttresses as retaining walls that look out almost like a giant guard post. There's a central alms box at the front, but the wind that cuts through here is surprisingly cold. You wash yourselves up, feeling the sting of cold on your fingertips. And looking around, you will see that there is there are a couple of nuns of Beatrice wandering around wearing their dark workers' clothes. Now, the temples of Beatrice, like generally the workers wear ceremonial coveralls is a quick way to explain it. They wear workers' outfits, but the nuns here and the priests as well wear dark colors. However, none so dark as the nuns who wear full frontal veils as well, to honor the passing of Omesh, the god of harvest, who died some about 100 years ago, 150, something like that. And the wife, of course, Beatrice, the goddess of cities, has been in mourning ever since, and her nuns follow suit. After a quick bit of perusal and talking, one of them will direct you to one of the mid-level sisters. A sister named Arabanel. Now, Arabanel approaches you and smiles. Did she, did I give you a description of her before? Did I say that she was, I said she was a half-elf. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So from behind her veil, you're going to be able to see that she has the deep complexion, the almost grayish purple complexion of a drow. Her lips are a chilly blue. Whether they're painted or naturally so is beyond you. Her hair is the color, it's the color of gray salt, braided in a wide crown braid beneath her veil. She will approach. Hello. I was told that you were sent here by Reverend Castor?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we were.
wonderful. I really do appreciate the work you're going to be doing for us. We got a bit of a problem. You walk with me and talk with me for a moment?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Does your
Yes,
company...
ma'am.
Does your company have some sort of name I should refer to you as, or...
I think we hardly count as a company at this point, so just us.
We're a ragtag group.
Well,
Yes.
ragtag group.
What did the chat come up with? I forgot the name that the chat came up with. That eventually is going to be our party name because it was fucking dope.
Iron Maidens.
Iron Maidens, right. That is eventually going to be our name. I'm writing that down.
All right. Yeah, they're going to have to make a t-shirt of that. So she wanders around the way, and the beautiful thing about the Temple of Beatrice here is that it is, like I said, it's completely open. Aside from the wind kind of chilling you, there's a lot of natural light flowing in. Like half of this is indoors, or probably all of it's indoors, but like half of it is like open to the elements inside of here. And as she's walking, she says, as you all know, it is our job to keep this city safe and to keep its foundation secure, and that also happens with our holy animals. The widow finds cats to be particularly comforting in her time of mourning, but also particularly useful as a sign of the civilization that her cities bring to the Outlands. Problem is, our cats, well, at least a bunch of our sacred cats, have gone missing. And these are some of the most potent mousers that you've ever seen, and, well, they're something of alpha cats in the local region. A lot of the strays in the area aren't willing to come out if they don't see our cats out there. And something has spooked them. And we've managed to find that, well, they normally hang out down in our catacombs. But something is spooking them. And I'm hoping that you can go down there and make sure that whatever's been happening to them gets rectified. So that's it. Probably some type of dire rat or something giving them trouble. But whatever it is, just do your best to make sure that our kitties come back in one piece.
Yes, ma'am.
I guess is why all the rats are around.
That's probably a good reason, yeah. So you don't mind going down and checking?
No, of course not.
It would be a pleasure.
All right. Do your best not to do any harm to any of the catacombs down there. We do have a number of sacred individuals who helped build this city having their final rest.
Of course. We will try not to do any property damage. If there is a dire rat, we will do our best to lure it into open spaces.
Well, thank you very much. I'll lead you this way. She takes you down a winding flight of stairs where you are going to come to an immense table. The largest table you have ever seen in your life. 20 feet wide and about 50 feet wide. Or about 50 feet long. It is still strewn with papers, agendas, all stacked and ready for a wide meeting. This is where a large portion of the city was originally designed, here in the meeting table. Well, if you head south there, you'll see that there are a pair of branching pathways. The one to the left heads to our preparation room for burial, If you go to the right, there's a locked door that leads to our living chambers. I'd prefer you avoid that one, but right next to the living chambers are a pair of basins. If you wash your hands, you should be able to head down into the catacombs to the south. Good luck. And with that,
All right.
she lets you go. All right.
Let's go into the catacombs.
Yeah.
Into the catacombs.
All right. Rounding the corner to the south.
Sounds good. Let's solve this mystery.
You head down into the catacombs. Heading down to the south, you will round this immense table, seeing some of the largely antiquated documents there. The planning phase of this city is well easy to read here. And you can see some of the initial building strategies for expansion, and it's all very technical and probably quite boring. But kind of a neat little effect. There are a number of plaques on the walls that show the historic builders of Prospect, as well as the architectural designs for Argsiegel's Gate. And as you head to the south, you'll see that in fact there is that corridor that splits the way. A pair of basins flanks a southern entrance that takes you into a darkened passageway. Does everyone here have dark vision?
Yep.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
All right.
Yeah, I do. Someone else didn't.
I don't think I do.
I have dark vision.
I'll double check.
Well, both tieflings and orcs do.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't write it down. Yeah, I totally do.
Okay. As you are looking down into this, what's everybody's passive perception, please?
12.
12.
15.
Also, as we're gonna go in, Trixxi is gonna kind of look at her gun and kind of take out a bit of tools and start tinkering with it, and kind of put some, like, preload some bullets and put like a little bit of a new solution on it. And I'm going to cast Seeking Projectile on my gun for the next 10 minutes.
Ooh.
I've got
Lovely.
14 for passive.
14? Okay. Perfect.
Oh, yeah. I guess Zoe's gonna load her gun, but like I imagine she doesn't carry it loaded around the city because that seems
Seems like
bad.
a great thing to do. Yeah, just like
No, yeah.
leave it out on
Yeah.
tables and stuff.
Yeah. So but then sling it on her back and hold out her shield.
Sounds good. All right. As you do that, Christine, what did you say you did? You said you have passive of 14. So looking at, does everybody have a passive above 12? Okay, Zoe does not.
I have 12.
I have 12.
Okay. Perfect. We love it. It's our favorite. So Zoe, you're just going to keep an eye on things. The way ahead of you is dark, but there are sconces along the walls that you could light as you go. What's your marching order?
I feel like
I'll go first.
Carrion
Sorry.
would be would probably be second, maybe, because she's doing some tracking. like, looking
Trixie's
for
happy to be in
trails.
the middle because she kind of is
Oh.
mid-range between shoot and punch.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Did you want to go first, Carrion? Sorry. I was like,
I
shoot.
mean, you're welcome to be the shield.
Perfect. Okay, good teamwork.
Okay.
The
And
shield
then-
of the track sounds great.
Taliina'a, Belle. Who's
Belle will
last?
try and be a bit more towards the back, maybe, because she's quite ranged.
So
Okay.
Tally is probably going to be between Trixxi and Belle.
Okay. So Belle at the very back. Okay. Zoe, as you head down to the south, there's an immediate three-way intersection. Two small rooms flank a hallway on the left and the right here, both full of crypts. You see various different kinds of carvings along the lid. Some in looks like gnomish, and in the other corridor it looks to be just common, written with the Imresian alphabet. To the south, you see that there are two corridors, one that branches off to the left and one that branches off to the right at the far end of the hallway. The floor here is polished marble that had been hewn out of whatever this had been built directly on. Which way do you head?
Sorry, I think I missed what the lighting situation is like.
Oh, it's dark. It's dark unless you brought a light.
Perfect. I would ask if anyone has a light. I don't. Well, oh, actually, I have a lantern. Yeah, let's do that. I've got a lantern.
Okay.
Also, I have alchemist supplies, so I probably have some sort of fuel and matches and as part of the alchemist supplies.
Lovely. Teamwork. I love it.
Admittedly, I do have an explorer's pack, which probably has torches, so.
Sure. You
Perfect.
can absolutely. All right. So lighting that up,
Sorry.
you are going to see that the catacombs here are not particularly often used. There's a bit of cobwebbing in the corners of the ceiling. The vaulted ceilings here are about 15 feet tall. Well enough room to move around. And as you make your way through here, Carrion, you said you were doing a check?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was going to try and track whatever's down here, or get a sense of what's down here.
Okay. Can you please make me a survival roll?
Sure. Survival, that is a 21.
You are seeing, in the dust of the floor, many cat paw prints. Many. Very recent ones leading deeper into this catacomb. It looks like, looking back with a 22, it looks like they were chased down here, but you're not seeing anything that left tracks to chase them. Maybe something flying?
Can I look up at the ceiling and see if there's marks or the walls?
You don't see any marks there.
Hmm.
But looking around, you will see that there's a small chunk taken off one of these basins, as if something struck it at high velocity. But there's no track on the ground.
I'll pass that information along.
Okay. Which way do the cat tracks go then?
To the south.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay. So, Carrion, they go to the south, and then looking around, you're going to see that they look like the most recent ones peel off to your left here, heading to the east.
Okay.
At least
I
we could
will.
find what's left of the cats if we follow the tracks potentially.
Hmm.
I mean, at least see where they went and see
Mhm.
what's hunting them. Do you see anything like signs of struggle? Like if there's something, is there anything else down here?
Something seems to have chased them. I don't really know.
Hmm.
Without tracks?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Wasn't on the ground.
Maybe something flying.
Everybody with a
Maybe a
passive
bird got down
perception
here.
of 14 or higher would have just heard a mournful call echo deeper inside of this catacomb. Does anybody have a 14 or higher?
15.
Belle, you and Carrion are going to hear what sounds like some type of droning howl. It shudders as it is emitted from whatever beast made it, but you have difficulty figuring out which direction it came from. It seems like it comes from all around you.
Can I recognize potentially what it is?
Some type of canine creature.
Okay. Can I roll nature to try and narrow it at all?
Sure.
Can I do that as well?
Sure.
16.
16?
21 for nature.
21? It sounds like no type of wolf that you've heard before. It doesn't sound like a timber wolf. It doesn't sound like a red wolf. It sounds... The howl echoes off of the walls, and there is a strangely unsettling component of it. Something not living. You think of stories of devil dogs and demon dogs. Hellhounds. What do you do?
Pass that information along.
Okay.
And get
Great.
ready to shoot things.
But you can't
Alright.
pinpoint it. So should we still just follow the tracks, I think?
I think
We'll see
so.
if
I
it
think
gets
that's our best bet.
further or closer.
I mean, if we follow the tracks and there's no cats there, then we just continue our way back, I guess.
Yeah,
Whatever.
we can see our own tracks, so we know where we've been.
Exactly. Then we can spread out from there and figure out.
Agreed. Let's go left.
Right. As soon as you head left, you can see that the corridor branches again after about 10 feet. You crowd in, making your way together down the hallway. And as you do so, you are going to see Zoe. That you can head again to the left or the right. But from here you can see that around the corner to the left, which is your north, it looks like another burial room. As you turn to head down to the south instead, you are going to hear a horrible hiss of rage, followed by a yowl of a cat.
Oh. Where did that come from?
You think to the south.
Right, let's go.
All right. Let's get going.
Tiki, 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 tiki.
I guess if we know what we're up against, we can kind of.
All right, rushing down to the south.
That cat's in trouble.
Okay. Can I get you to do me a favor? Make me a perception roll, everybody, as you
Oh, good Lord.
harangue your way down to the south.
Because I only got 10 minutes on the spell, so Trixxi's probably being a little bit adamant to go speedy because though she's not
You
very
said
perceptive,
perception, huh?
Yeah.
I got
Man.
4.
Okay. I'm looking at 12, 5, 8, 4. Oh my god, it's great.
Passive is so much better than my actual roll.
Well, that's the problem of like looking for the sound of the noise.
Nat 1.
Nat 1.
Nice.
Perfect. All right. All right.
Unless
So
it's
looking at this.
survival for tracking.
Okay, looking around, you're going to keep pouring your way down to the south, rushing in to one of these large burial rooms. Trixxi, you don't think that's the right direction, so you round the corner just in time to see a terrified cat rage at you, rushing away from something. And as it does, what are you trying to do, Trixxi? It's coming right between your legs.
The cat?
The cat is.
The duck?
Okay.
Or jump?
Jump. All right. So give me an acrobatics roll to leap over the cat and let it pass you.
Okay, that sounds good.
And Tally, you may do so as well.
Oh, catch it, catch it.
Or you can try to catch it.
Acrobatics 25.
Acrobatics 25, 15. You are both going to pull out of the way as you see this cat peel ass past you. And as it does, You are going to watch it rush past Belle. Belle, the sound of confusion is going to overtake you enough that as both of them jump by, allowing the cat to pass, you are a little bit distracted with that nat 1. The cat is going to peel ass past you and rush to the north. As you were looking at the cat, below, you two have both stepped out of the way. As a dark shape rushes past you, Belle, I need a dex save with disadvantage. A 14. All right. You are going to only take half damage from this and are not going to be knocked prone. But as you look at the cat, a dark shape, a shadow is going to slam into you from behind, rushing between your companions, knocking you into the wall and leaping through a section of wall. You're going to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
As you watch this shape that looks like... It looks kind of like a mote of light surrounded by billowing shadow. It leaps through the wall after the cat, and you once again will hear that howl.
Do I have the ability to react?
Yes, you may now.
Oh, okay, so I can't take a reaction to being hit.
You can take a reaction to being hit, yeah.
Because that looks like whatever is causing the issue down here.
It might be, yes.
Hellish Rebuke.
Ooh, Hellish Rebuke. Okay, so dex save for me. Okay, that's going to be fail. Roll me damage.
6.
6 damage. Okay.
2d10 got 6 points.
Okay, hold on one sec. I just
My
got to
rolls
check.
are shit today.
A bit of fire lashes out, and you are going to hear a deep, shadowy yelp. And everyone here is going to hear a cat scramble. Another cat is going to let out a horrible shriek as it is surprised by a scrambling cat rushing into a burial chamber to the north. And you're going to hear as 2 cats just panic at each other, while you're going to hear this echoing yape, yape, yape. And then what can only be an explosion of stone. It echoes further down the hall. Can I get another perception roll?
Oh gosh.
16.
9.
16.
14.
14?
Oh.
You hear the sound of wailing cats. All right, 14. Looking at that, the best that we have is that 14, if I'm not mistaken.
I got a 16.
You got a 16?
Oh, so actually, no, 17. 15 plus 2 is 17.
Okay. So listening around, Tally and Zoe, you're going to hear it echo down the hallways to the east, over along the far wall to the east. And as you strike that with Hellish Rebuke, Belle, you are going to see that the creature lunges through the wall incorporeally, rushing down toward the east with its trajectory. Okay. All right. Can I get an initiative roll from everybody, just so that I do sequence of events? All right, checking initiative real quick. I have Trixxi, followed by Tally, followed by Zoe, and then somehow Carrion and Belle in that order. That never happens. Interesting. Love it. All right, Trixxi. It is your turn. You see this commotion. You see Belle struck into the wall and then summon hellish flame that strikes into this creature. What do you do?
So they haven't communicated where it's going, right?
No, and with your roll, you wouldn't know exactly. It kind of echoes. You think somewhere, you saw the direction it was headed, so it's going somewhere to the east. Exactly where,
Okay,
you
but
have
somewhere
no
to
idea.
the east. Somewhere to the east, Trixie's just gonna, I guess, start running. Just kind of, all right, let's go. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay, so pushing past Bell, you see that it's not in the corridor immediately to the north there. So you find yourself at a passageway that leads down into another burial chamber, and then you see straight ahead of you a large chamber that is looks like it is absolutely massive, lined with sarcophagi.
Do I hear any, like, anything better now that I'm closer to the action to figure out which direction to go?
From there, you're going to hear the sound of falling masonry and breaking stone directly in front of you.
Okay, so that was 30. I will then dash action to yeah, run in there. Yeah, 30 feet. I will just dash in there.
All right, sounds good. Dashing in, you find yourself in the central mausoleum of the catacombs. Standing in front of you is an immense shadowy shape that looks like it has a core of glowing light. It snarls as it kind of thrashes around on the ground. I want you to kind of picture like the way like the Venom symbiote moves, almost just kind of lashing around. There is a catacomb, a sarcophagus that is tumbled onto the floor and exploded, dropping a corpse across the floor. As you run into the room, the skull is going to roll to your feet.
So this thing is thrashing around and not necessarily noticing yet.
It is not. And in fact, actually,
Bonus action, I'd like to hide.
Okay, sounds good. As you're actually going to be in luck, because as the sarcophagus fell, it kind of fell on top of this thing. So you're only seeing like about a third of it like thrashing around underneath this sarcophagus that's kind of fallen on top of it. That's your something good happens. So you may hide with advantage.
Nice. All right.
Above it, you can see that this chamber leads to the north, where there is a ceremonial altar of the Widow of the Walls and 3 cowering cats that are snarling at this creature.
I got a 19 to hide. Trixxi tries to hide behind a sarcophagus on the wall.
All right, you absolutely can. You could even hide in one if you wanted to, Scooby-Doo style.
No, I'm not gonna go desecrate a grave.
Okay,
they told us not to.
They did tell you not to. That's very kind of you. All right, back behind you, we have Tally.
Okay. If I'm also using a fly speed, Kelly, can I use my normal movement speed and then use my fly speed as well?
No, your fly speed
Okay.
replaces your fly speed counts as your speed. So
okay.
So I believe they're the same, right? They're both 30?
Yeah. Yeah, when you move, you can gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed.
Yeah, so you only
my
get
walk
one.
speed's 30. Okay, that's what I thought. I haven't done much with flying.
You haven't,
so,
which
okay.
is ironic for you as a pilot.
Which is ironic for me. Okay, so she's gonna do basically the same thing. She's going to run towards that big room, following Trixxi. And she's going to basically burst into this room as well, using a dash to get there. And then can I do for bonus action? It's not much that I can actually do for bonus action. Can I use the offer to do the dash and an action?
It depends on the action.
I coming in and seeing this thing, she's like, "Oh my god!" And she wants to attack it.
All right. Sure. I'll flip the offer for you to be able to use an action as a bonus action.
Cool.
Depends.
Yeah,
What are you using
though? She's gonna see this and just be like, "Oh my god!" And just psychic whip it.
Okay, cool. You'll have disadvantage because it has almost complete cover thanks to the sarcophagus that fell on it.
Okay. And then can you? Actually, I'm gonna make this first. Oh my god. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty good. That's an 18 to hit. I got a nat 22, but oh well. So an 18 to hit.
Okay.
Can you make me a strength? Oh yes.
So that's make you a strength roll. Sure.
Yes, please.
Okay. That's gonna be a total of 15.
That meets.
Okay, so you are going to lash, grabbing onto some of the darkness inside of the inside of that sarcophagus, just basically like lashing onto one of this thing's like legs and start tugging on it.
Perfect. Oh yeah, there's damage associated with this.
Okay.
That's gonna be 7 points of psychic damage.
Oh damn! 7 points of psychic damage. Good. All right. That is going to be your turn, Zoe. You're up.
Alright, Zoe's gonna see the commotion, and she's going to dash after everyone. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 55 is how far she can get. How is that a thing? Okay, anyway. And that's my action. I'm just gonna hold out my shield.
Do you only have a speed of 25?
30. I would be able to be on top of Tally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right. So rushing into the room, you can see this as well. A glowing whip has lashed out of Tally's arm that is starting to dissipate of purple and pink light. And Carrion, it's your turn.
Okay, so I can move past Belle, I think. Correct?
You absolutely can.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can I see anything from where I am at the end of the corridor?
You can see Zoe rushing up, and you can see Tally holding a whip of psychic energy.
But I can't actually see anything
Not around the corner.
specific. Okay. That's great. I'm just going to get ready to shoot something.
Okay. So pulling your guns
I will
out.
just get guns up, ready to go. That
All
seems
right.
like
Sounds
pretty much all I can do.
great to me. Belle, it's your turn.
I think I can basically do about the same thing as just move up and prime some eldritch energy.
All right, sounds good. I would like. All right, so now it is my turn. Everybody here, as this thing lets out this deep, echoing, yelp, 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 yelp. You are all going to have to do me a favor. Make me a wisdom saving throw. And Tally, you have to make yours with disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Oh no! That's nat 1, Kelly.
Oh no! We love it.
And 5 plus.
Do you have
wisdom,
determination?
7. It'll bring that determination will bring it to 9. I don't think.
All right, we do determination, yeah.
Yes, but I'm saying the determination's only 2. It's not going to help my 7.
No, it's fair. All right. All right. And hello, Raid, again. Just to say, do me the biggest favor and introduce her as Classic Todd NYGM. Sure. Hi, welcome, Classic Todd. Good to see you there. All right. So, I am looking for a... well, you know what? Your luck's finally come around on the other 3 of you. So for Tally, that's going to be a now 1. For Trixxi, that's going to be a 7. You are going to hear a snarling little echo rise out of this casket that is going to be just high-pitched and shrill and is going to bite to the core of you. You all are going to take 2 points of psychic damage, except for except for Tally, who's going to take 5 points of psychic damage. And you are going to be frightened until the end of your next turn. If you succeeded, you will take 1 point of psychic damage from this. So everybody takes 1. You're going to take 2. That is going to be my round, except I'm going to try to escape. I cannot. I am still trapped under this thing. All right, Trixxi, you are up. Top of the initiative, Trixxi, you are afraid, so you cannot get nearer to this thing.
But I can come out of my hiding spot. It's disadvantage on attacks?
It is disadvantage on attack. So if you have something that isn't an attack roll, you can still see the creature. You can see this shadowy shape kind of writhing underneath this casket trying to get out.
It's fine. I have my my spell that gives me advantage on an attack with a gun, so
Ooh, nice.
I will use that. That's so it's just a flat roll.
Okay.
So Trixxi will pop out from her hiding spot, which I guess also kind of gave her advantage, but also that I can't unadvantage myself. Oops, did not mean to X myself. So she's going to pull out her gun and take a shot at it.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so you're going to be rolling flat because it does have cover. So go ahead.
And I am I'm probably gonna spend my determination on this. We'll see.
All right. What do you got?
Oh, nice. So that is a 21 to hit.
Okay, that sounds good. Actually, I just realized that I'm actually gonna retroactively spend a hurt them more for Cat's attack. For the disadvantage. Actually, we just have a higher AC because it has 3/4 cover, not full cover. If it had full cover, you couldn't attack it. But a 21 will still hit it.
Perfect. The amazing thing about this new spell is that when the dice total equals 20 or above, it is treated as a crit. It's just once. Once it's done, it goes away. It's almost like a smite, where it's like you have this concentration for 10 minutes, but then the first shot that hits,
okay,
it's done. So
and you can attack with the same roll, or did you have this up already?
This was the spell that I had on when we first entered the catacombs.
Oh, okay, cool. Fair.
So I said Trixxi. It lasts 10 minutes, so Trixxi is pushing the group along to go fast because it's 10 minutes.
Okay, that's why you were doing that. Cool. Sorry, new spells. Interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
Still getting used to them. Perfect. All right, roll me damage.
All right. 4d4. Ten. 13 points of piercing damage to it.
Oh, wow. There is going to be a resounding noise as your... What does this look like?
So I think you're gonna see, like, as the bullets in the chamber, as Trixxi goes to shoot, the gun starts to glow a little bit, and this bullet just, like, shoots out from her arm gun, and just, like, with almost, like, piercing precision, like, goes directly for a weak spot on the Hellhound.
Okay. All right. Slamming into the Hellhound. It is actually the force of this is going to crack the sarcophagus over it, causing it to fall a bit aside. Tally, you are up again.
And then I would like to bonus action hide again in a coffin.
That sounds fantastic. You may do so.
I forgot, because this is my first time, this is really the second time I've ever done combat. Could I have added Fury to the Small? I forgot about my Fury of the Small.
Sure, you may if you'd like to.
Okay, so another +2 to that. So 15 points of piercing damage.
All right.
Sorry.
All right.
I've never played Goblin.
That's fair. All right, Tally, you're up.
Talia's gonna run to the back of the room, and she's going to make a attack against this thing with Chaos Bolt.
Okay.
So disadvantage attack.
Oh, actually, don't worry about the disadvantage. Just roll flat.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be 21.
A 21 will hit. Roll me damage.
Perfect. Here we go. All right, and then on my damage type dice. So this is going to be 7, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 points of lightning damage.
Oh god, 17 points of lightning damage. All
As
right.
she flicks her wrist and then just like looks like her whip, but it just halfway down it just turns into a lightning bolt randomly, and then just poof,
All right. There is going to be an explosion of lightning as you cast into that, followed by a horrible scream of pain from what is ever underneath there. And you are going to hear just this echoing yowl of pain from underneath there. And it seems to stop struggling against the casket, or against the sarcophagus. Zoe, you're up.
I'm going to use my... Does it really matter? You know what? I actually do want to make it like it's still a ranged attack anyway. I'm going to shoot it. But I have fighting style close quarter shooter, so I can make a ranged attack while I'm within 5 feet of a hostile creature, and I don't have disadvantage on the attack roll. My ranged attacks ignore half cover, and 3 covers quarter against targets within 30 feet of me.
Okay, sounds good. Now it is because it stopped struggling. The casket is kind of slumped around it. Do you want to use your object interact to like pull back the sarcophagus?
Oh, I do. I certainly do.
Okay, sounds good. So ripping off the sarcophagus, you see this creature underneath. You level your gun, and then your processors catch up. And you're going to see that the creature lying on the ground isn't a hellhound, but it is a small dog-shaped creature made of shadow and billowing white light in a roughly similar pattern to this. About the same size, with a large golden collar around its neck, with a tube in the front of it. Looking kind of like a messenger seal. The dog lies on the ground, pretty badly bludgeoned, and but not bleeding. It doesn't look like it has blood. The white patches of its fur are glowing, casting a bit of light in a 5-foot space. You can absolutely finish this puppy off if you'd like.
Well, no. Let's see. I think we just beat the evil out of it. Hold on. Can I divine sense it?
Yes, you absolutely may. It is a celestial.
Oh, okay. And in that case, is there any fiend or undead within 60 feet of me that's not behind total cover? Except
a little bit.
Okay, fair.
But besides that, you just see this tiny celestial mutt looks up at you with this, is this how it ends? Kind of look in its eyes.
Oh.
I think Trixie's gonna come out from her hiding spot if we're out of initiative or not.
It depends. So
Depends if
she'll try to keep it calm by, I guess, scratching under its chin. Shield out.
Make me an animal handling roll.
Caitlan rolled an 11 in the chat. I don't know if she can talk right now.
He's trying to eat my hat. So rolling an 11, it is going to whimper and let out the most plaintive lick to the side of your metallic hand.
She's going to use her burner and dry it.
Okay. And I'm going to go let him sightsee. Carrie, it's your turn.
Yeah, I can actually enter the room now and see what's happening. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, goodness. I can get right up there to the cute puppy. I don't know that this is celestial. It just looks like a very cute glowing puppy, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay, casting Speak with Animals. It is going to look up at you and say, hi.
Hello?
Hi. Oh, you're speaking dog. That's kind of cool.
In the corner,
Not
you can-
exactly.
you hear, stupid dog, hate the dog, kill the dog, you were doing great. You're going to hear from the cats to the north.
All right, that's enough. All of you. Cut it out. Nope. No. Enough of that.
Bitch.
Now, what are you all doing down here?
You just told us to be quiet. We're not going to speak to you if you are not going to respect us.
And you just spoke anyway, so let us all be orderly. Let us unspeak. Why is this thing chasing you, and why are you fighting it?
Just wanted to play.
Did you all get that? You just wanted to play?
Funny way of playing. Maybe harass. Cats are fast. Fun.
Belle, what do you do?
Belle will also move into the space and kind of see that, oh, it's just a puppy.
And as it looks up at you, you're going to see that it has eyes made of
Can move right up
glowing
to you.
light. And it's going to
Does it
shake
eat?
itself. Sorry?
Does it eat? She's gonna kind of ask Carrion. She's
Probably
the
something.
animal expert.
I mean, Carrion's trying to figure out what this thing is. It's a cute dog. I don't think she's seen anyone that glows like this before.
Anybody who wants to can make me a religion roll.
Sure.
And with that,
religion
let's
is
go
not
ahead.
my forte.
I was gonna say, are we out of combat?
Yes,
for
we're
that
going to
roll?
leave. We're going to leave combat as of Belle's turn to go up there. Yes.
Trixie's gonna run and try and pet the puppy. That's 100% what's happening.
The puppy's going to kind of like
Careful.
A 12.
12.
Careful, the puppy's hurt.
You are going to be able to see. Actually, Christine, I will give you advantage on this.
Oh, okay.
I will cast Cure Wounds on the puppy as I pet. That's
beautiful.
why I was going up to pet the puppy.
Oh, perfect. As you do that, go ahead and roll double your dice on this.
Nice.
That's gonna be a 22.
22. All right. So, religion check. I am seeing that. Okay, so Zoe has no idea, but I got a 22 from Robin. Actually, no, I have a 16 from Zoe on that one. Carrion, can I get a religion check from you as well?
Oh, I did. It's a 4. It's the very first one.
Okay. And Tally, did you make one?
She did not. Yeah, she did not. She doesn't particularly like dogs, apparently. So she's just kind of hanging out by the entrance.
Sounds good to me. So as you are hanging out by the entrance and watching this, the rest of you, with the exception of Carrion, are going to take a look at this and realize that this is one of the holy puppies of the god of dogs, Zarli. Zarli is a god of canines, a god of loyalty, and acts as a messenger of sorts, sending these little, almost cherubic, like not quite adolescent, not quite like potato puppy dogs to deliver messages. Thus, the scroll case that's around its neck. And these beings are little celestial creatures, similar to like chamroshes. If you've ever seen one of those, like winged angel dogs. Yes, they are well known for being mischievous, but ultimately good-natured.
So yeah, Trixie's gonna go up and pet the little celestial puppy, casting 17 hit points of cure wounds at it and going, "Oh, I am so sorry." That's Canadian accent. What the fuck?
Okay. So you go up and pet it and say,
"Oh, I am sorry. You're just a cute little puppy here with a message. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was.
You're such a good."
Thank you. I was.
and you just realize, it takes a second to realize that it's speaking common at this point.
Whoa.
I was here to deliver a message to a holy place, and I got lost, and then I found this cat, and then I thought I'd chase it because it's fun. But then there were more cats, and then I chased them down here, and then they don't want to play. But I figured if I kept chasing them, they'd have to play.
Well, you see, the thing is, they're hiding now, though, and then the rats are out, and then the rats are causing trouble. So these cats need to go and do their job.
Carrion just like nodding.
We could play with you after you deliver the message.
Yeah, we can play ball if you want.
Oh, what's ball?
Trixxi will grab like not a bottle or something from
Does
her bag.
Carrion have any like random animal toys?
Yeah, of
For
course.
like, okay, I probably have at least something she forgot to take out before heading off on this adventure. So she will pull out a ball.
Oh, thank God. Trixxi points to Carrion. That's a ball.
Oh, I have to deliver my message to holy ground.
We
Is
can
this the holy
take you
ground?
there?
No.
No.
But this is a temple.
The coffee
Yes.
shop?
What's
Holy-
coffee?
It's a type of beverage, drink
Something you
thing.
probably shouldn't eat.
Definitely not.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. I'm supposed to deliver it to a. It'll start to paw at its necklace scroll case at a priest.
It will reach down and motion to try and take a look at it if it will permit me.
Okay, if you help me deliver it.
I'm sure we can do that. That does not sound difficult.
All right. So,
What does the scroll case say? Like, does it have
so
something
the
like
scroll
on the
case has a
outside?
tag on it that has an imprinted, a large imprinted paw as the symbol, or the holy symbol of Zarli. And as you, it's just like it's a silver and platinum case, and as you unscrew it, there is like a little missive inside.
Okay, but it doesn't say like on the outside specifically. It's the missive itself. If we tuck that out, that says who it's addressed to.
It might. Do you open it up?
I think so. I just want to figure out who this is supposed to be for. Like, I don't want to actually read it, but if it says on the outside anywhere who it's for.
You know what? Sure. It does say on the outside. It says, deliver to the priest at holy grounds in the purple robe.
I'm sure these instructions are not for you.
Yeah, because
Unless
dogs
you can
can't
see in color?
see purple, right? They're only blue and yellow, right?
Well, I'm not a dog.
You're not?
Oh, you look like a dog.
I'm shaped like a dog.
Oh.
I'm an angel. Dog.
Oh,
Do you have
Angel.
a name?
Toddy. Because I'm hot.
I see. Sure. Then let us be on our way, and let these cats do their jobs, and keep the rats out.
The cats
Oh,
are
that's
all
enough from all of you.
And you're going to hear him
guess
let out these little
She
puppy
can
barks.
still speak with animals. It lasts for like 10 minutes, I think.
They're going to keep like, you suck, you suck. They're not particularly pleased by this rambunctious intruder. But you'll be able to make your way out of here if you'd like. And Holy Grounds is only about a mile walk away.
Yeah, that's what Carrion's
Let's
doing.
go. Yeah. Zoe's with it.
As you leave,
I can always use another coffee.
As you leave, the nun is going to check in with you and say, "Is everything all right?"
It seems you had a small intruder, but we've dealt with it. The cats should be back to work unless they've just decided to have a strike.
Well, let's hope not. I'll pass along to consider your debt as paid. And if you ever need anything, be sure to come to the Temple of Beatrice. We'd be happy to help you in the future.
That is very generous. Thank you.
Of course. From there, it's a bit of a walk, carrying this squirming dog celestial that keeps wanting to just go and walk itself, but also is getting confused and trying to bite its own tail, and occasionally trying to gnaw on you, Carrion. In fact, as you're holding it up, it's going to start chewing on one of your horns.
It's not the first time I've said something to you on my horns. This is... The baby griffins? We're pretty interested in them as well.
And after a bit of a walk, you are going to find yourself in the holy grounds of Marab. The holy grounds of Marab exists beside the Temple of the Orphan. Huge stained glass windows block out the front of it, and you can smell piping coffee and some tea in the front of it, kind of billowing out. The scents, the smell of baked goods, and the scent, and, the sound of gossip more than anything. And as you enter, there are probably about 20 people inside, clerics working behind the counter to both make the coffee and spill the tea. And so you all head inside. Anybody getting a drink, anybody doing anything like that. The coffee is paid for by alms, so basically anything you donate to it will be put back into the church, but also will pay for your coffee.
Tali absolutely goes up to the counter, like she always does, and just get her nice usual coffee.
Okay. It's a nice roast that comes out of some of the islands of Apesh. Very, very lovely stuff.
Zoe will grab a tea and then look around for the... Well, I don't know if Carrion shared that information, actually. Never mind.
She would have mentioned the
Oh.
priest in a purple robe.
She'll look around the priest.
If you mentioned that, did that ring any bells for me? Because I'm a regular at this place.
No. Most of the Church of Marab wears darks streaked with like silvers and blues. Their uniform is actually like bright blue and silver, like aprons behind the counter at least. And as you are doing that and looking around, there are quite a few people here packed, but you are going to hear one of the baristas call out, "And I have a shot in the dark for Shirthus?" "Oh, that's me." A man is going to stand up at the end of the bar, where you couldn't see him behind a broadsheet he was reading. He has one of the worst haircuts you've ever seen in your life. A full bob, He-Man style, flat bangs, hair that kind of cascades down to about shoulder length, wearing a dark purple robe. The symbol of Zalos, the god of trickery, pinning it shut. He stands up, smiling, and grabs his coffee.
Excuse me. Very
Yes?
sorry to interrupt. Do you happen to be a cleric or a priest of some sort?
Well, yes. What gave it away?
Then this is probably for you. She just holds out the missive that says,
Interesting. I
suppose that's good timing, since I don't know how long this took to be delivered.
Well, you know what they say about divine missives. They arrive exactly when they're meant to. And he's going to smile at you, and you'll see that the man has slitted cat's eyes. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Do I tip you?
My name is Carrion. No, not at all. We were just helping this one, pointing at the puppy.
Oh, what a good little monster. Hi. The puppy will try to bite a couple times at his fingers. No. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate this. Have a wonderful day, and may Zalos smile upon you. But not too much.
Is that a bad thing?
It's an interesting thing.
Huh.
And with that, your coffees will come up. The priest will go back to reading. And as the dog squirms in your hands, we'll say, "You said ball! You said ball!"
Yeah, I did. Let us go find a space that we can play fetch.
And with that, you head outside. And as you do, the door clangs shut behind you. The priest puts down the broadsheet and unrolls the paper, giving it a quick skim. He smiles. So, the circle begins again. As he turns and watches you head out into the street. And I think that's what we're going to call game for the day. So there you go, folks.
I have so many questions.
I have
Oh,
zero.
me too.
All right, so all right, that's going to be it for us. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. We really appreciate you coming and spending time with us. If you want to support us, head over to patreon.com/dorktales, where you can help support the fun and keep us going. Big thank you to our divine producers, my parents, and Shotgun Dave Vermillion. Our demonic producer, Sorcerer Sanguine. Our wizards of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric, the Ink Goblin, Karasha Urquhart, and Big Nut. Our Monster Maker Soul Omen, and our High Council, Taryn, Dustin, Amberthist, Raven with Baubles, Sheffa Death, Larouk, Mike Baxter, Brian Kaler, Nerdy Metal Gent, Grumpy Owl, Cody, and David Prophet. To join them, head over to patreon.com/dorktales and join the Dork Squad. Join the Dork Army as we continue to march, and we will see you next time here on ColdIron. Happy holidays, everybody. We'll see you in the new year. Yeehaw.